Hey guys, Objector here, and today we received the patch notes for patch 2.1 of Rainbow Six Siege. This patch went live on PC February 11th and will go live on consoles on February 16th. This is a big patch. I think it's about 1.2 gigs in total, so there's a lot in these patch notes, but not a lot of major changes. It's mostly just a bunch of small bug fixes that came out with the new map and operators. So I'm going to cover the big changes and the fixes I think will affect players the most. But as always, if you want to check out the entire list for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description below. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. So first up, we have custom games and spectator camera on dedicated servers. 10-player custom games can now be hosted on dedicated servers, which offers a fair gameplay environment that better suits competition. Dedicated servers means no host advantage, better stability, and makes it harder to cheat. We also are making the spectator camera feature available on dedicated servers, allowing an 11th person to observe matches held on those servers. They did want you to know that there are currently limitations on using this feature, but they do plan on making it more accessible and improving the feature over time. But they wanted to go ahead and share it with us now. What this is telling me is that Rainbow Six Siege is pushing to go towards that esports and competitive market, which I think with the amount of tactics and strategy involved in this game, if you got two professional teams going at each other, it would be a lot of fun to watch. So I think that could be very successful, and I'm looking forward to it. And if you want to know what exactly these limitations are they're talking about, or if you're curious about how to set up a custom match for yourself, then I suggest you check out the patch notes below, because there's just too much for me to cover in this video, guys. So next up, we have some balancing fixes. Specifically, the big one I want to talk about is they've tweaked Blitz's head model and hitbox that have the same amount of exposure as the other shield-wielding operators and recruits. Blitz's opponents were able to headshot him over his shield due to his big head model, so they reduced the size of the head model and made his shield taller. So you can see the difference in these two pictures. This is what his exposure was at 3 meters before the update, and then this is what it's going to be after the update at the same distance. I'm not sure how I feel about this fix, because I didn't even realize that was a problem, but I do think that Twitch is the go-to shield operator in Rainbow Six Siege. So even if this was accidental, I think it's a good balancing component to have that head popping up. But I know it can be frustrating when players get that one-shot headshot on you from behind the shield. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. And next up, they tweaked the recoil on certain weapons to make them a little more controllable. Specifically, the PKP machine gun for Fuse, and on the PC only, the AUG. So no changes on the AUG on the consoles, but everyone's getting that light machine gun change. Next up, under player comfort, they added HUD presets and custom games to accommodate different needs. They've added an ESL Pro League HUD, which is the same preset chosen by ESL for their tournaments. So if you're interested in tournaments and you want to get used to it, you have that option. And they've altered the Hardcore HUD, which is their first iteration leading to the Hardcore mode. It's not final, it's just the first step they can make. So if you are used to that HUD, then you can use that in your custom games now. And the next one I'm really excited for, the daily challenges now accumulate daily without needing to log in. Players no longer need to log in at least once every 24 hours to get their new challenges. Instead, one challenge is granted every day to every player that has at least one free challenge slot, even if they didn't log on. So if you are gone on vacation, you're not going to be missing out on those challenges. It's not a huge deal. I think at this point, if you've been playing Rainbow Six Siege a lot, then you should have all the renown to unlock everything you need, unless you're trying to unlock the new operators with renown. But even still, I think this was something that should have been in the game from the start, and I'm glad to see that they've changed it. And we'll skip on down to the gameplay fixes. Operators sometimes are displayed in the T-pose, slide around the maps, and don't have any texture. This has been fixed. Headshot hits do not register properly has been fixed. The Capcom trap where it becomes invisible if specific steps are followed, which came with the latest update, has now been fixed. So no more invisible lasers for you guys. Next, the exploit a bandit could duplicate his batteries in his inventory by doing certain behavior has been fixed. Players able to clip inside walls using deployable shield is fixed. Color collision and Frost and Buck make headshots register as upper body damage. It's fixed. Glass is able to take down his castle's barricades with only 4 shots now. Players able to clip inside walls by using deployable shields has been fixed. I think they had that twice. Yeah, they had that twice. Sorry about that, guys. Nitro cells stick to the edges of tiny leaves of plants. Switching weapons takes Buck out of the skeleton key mode. Blitch's gadget blind players who were not facing it. That's been fixed. Frost welcome mat is not destroyed when places on a trapdoor, which is then reinforced. So if you want to put it on one of those trapdoors and then reinforce it, you can do that now. And sometimes players get an infinite reload has been fixed, and infinite reload animation. There you go. And then sometimes players cannot reload their weapons, have all been fixed. Other than that, there's a bunch of smaller fixes, but I think those are the main ones. Actually, there is one on Yacht for the new map that I wanted to talk about. When playing during the daytime with Montaigne, I think I'm pronouncing that horribly wrong, but I'm not French, so bear with me, guys. But anyway, on Yacht, when playing with him, the broken glass decals were completely dark. They have a tentative fix with this. They're tracking it once patch 2.1 goes live. Currently, they're not able to reproduce the bug anymore on their side of it, so we'll have to wait and see how that comes out when it comes out live for everybody. Next, we have level design fixes. These are mostly on Yacht. No surprise there. It's their new map, so of course we're going to see some glitch exploits on there. They're all going to, or most of them should be fixed anyway. Other than that, most of the glitches that are being fixed revolve around the drones and getting out of the map or into the textures and stuff like that. Again, shouldn't be too big of a deal, just letting you guys know. So I'm going to skip on through quite a bit of the patch notes here. A lot of minor bugs and glitches getting fixed. I'm going to skip on down to their balancing. Sledge's hammer swing speed is significantly increased. I'm guessing this is to help balance him out against Buck. As I said in my Buck video, that I prefer Buck over Sledge now, with his skeleton key being able to act as a breaching device but still being a better weapon than Sledge's hammer. And glass can now destroy wooden barricades. So I don't know if anyone played glass before, noticed that if you shot through windows you would make little holes in it, but you wouldn't actually destroy it. Now they're letting you be able to destroy those barricades. And that's all for the major changes in this patch, guys. Again, if you want to check out all the small details, I will leave a link in the description below. But other than that, if you haven't checked out my previous video, which is an operator guide on Buck, then click the link on the screen now. Otherwise, I hope you liked the video, and I hope you learned something new. And if you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Objector, signing off.